Okay, so today I'm going to try to make sourdough bread, since again, starter. And I think also we're going to try to make some split pea and bacon soup tonight. So I'm going to, instead of making them in two big, the recipe here says that it makes two big loaves, I'm going to try to make them like smaller little loaves, and then I can turn them into like, little soup cup things, like they do on Pier 39, which is always really nice. But the first step seems to be taking out cold starter and let stand at room temperature for 30 minutes. Measuring it the first time and then letting it stand. So it's a little bit slightly backwards, so we're going to try doing that. So step one is first find your cold starter in your refrigerator where you shoved it in order to make enough space for everything else. Here we are. 1 cup. Oh my goodness. Tasty. Oh, there's like a very odd chunk in here. That just means it's really healthy, right? It's a really good, yeah. Let's bake that today. Holy cow. This stuff's amazing. Let's see, chunk, weird chunk. Well, we'll bake it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, I think you could also use this stuff as like spackle. Maybe as a mortar between bricks. That is sticky. Really solid looking. Alright, so I'll be back in half an hour. Okay, so now the other video I just took vanished. Really hope that I find it again. Anyway, we're now ready to start putting all the flour in, so I am now appropriately covered because I think flour is about to get everywhere. We're going to put in 2.5 cups of flour and then the 1 package of yeast, which is 2.25 teaspoons. I think I put 2.5 teaspoons in my last recipe, but it didn't seem to make any bit of a difference, so I'm not going to worry about it that much. 2.25 it is, though. We figured this out. So 2.5 cups of flour. Okay. Now it's too full. Let's just do it this way. It's just easier when I'm trying not to make a huge mess. And set aside. Now we have to go heat some stuff in a saucepan. So what I need to measure out before I go and heat anything up is 3 tablespoons of butter. Then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar and 1.5 cups of milk. Milk? No. Water. Yes. So 3 tablespoons is approximately, if 1 tablespoon is about 14 grams, 2 tablespoons is 28 grams, 3 tablespoons is 28, 38, 39, 40 for 1, 42. Let's make it 43 grams just to be on the safe side. We'll take a little bit out. There we go. Beautiful. And now we have to wash our hands. And now 3.5 tablespoons. 3.5? What am I saying? I don't even know anymore. 3 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3. And I measured this out a second ago. It should be 1.5 cups of water. Yes. Yes. Which I promptly spilled on the counter. It comes with a handy pouring spout. Why is this so difficult? We'll go heat this up and try not to blow up the house. While that is heating up behind me completely unattended, I'm going to prepare the rest of my flour and baking soda mixture so that I'll have it ready to dump it in when I need to. This is called organization, people. I am the king of it. I, of course, forgot to add the salt to the thing that's not boiling behind me, so I'm going to do that really quickly. The butter melted, but it doesn't really feel like the sugar dissolved, so, and of course I don't want it to be too hot, I don't want it to kill my yeast, so we're going to do the meat thermometer trick again. The other option would be, of course, stick my fingers in it. I think that's a terrible, terrible idea. It seems to think that it's not that hot. Oh, there we go. You just have to put the thermometer a little bit deeper down into it. Oh dear. Oh dear. So we will be letting this sit for a little while until it cools down quite a bit. From time to time, you need to sort of fix your meat thermometer in order to make sure that it's actually accurate. So you do this by putting it in a glass of ice water, and it brings it down to 32 degrees, hopefully. In this case, we're looking at 34, which isn't too bad, but I'll have to fix it. And then I think I'm going to use this ice now and put that in an ice bath. Right, so that seemed to have worked. A nice little ice bath brought it down pretty nicely. It's still warm, but it's not too bad. I don't think it's going to kill my yeast. So we'll pour that in there like so. And then we want to stick my starter in. So sticky. Then we're going to mix it at low speed for 30 seconds and then high speed for 3 minutes. Okay, so it's now nicely mixed. We're going to shove down some of this mixture and then we're going to add the flour. We're also going to swap to a dough hook at this point because I know what's about to happen and this is not the right thing for it. Just says add. No add. There we go. And now we'll start this up again. As it's combining, it says to add as much of the remaining flour as possible. I've got 1 cup here, so we'll see what I can fit in there. This might take some time. So it's not really combining very well. So I've decided to call it. What I'm just going to do is actually knead it by hand. The dough hook is a really fantastic thing, and I would probably just let it go and do its thing for 6 minutes, except that it does tend to actually make it really difficult on my machine, and I just got this, and the last thing I want to do is break my brand new KitchenAid. So it's not the worst thing in the world to hand knead. And if I get this all set up kind of right, I'll even show you how to do it. So the most important thing I've just learned is that it's very valuable to cover your mouse with a paper towel so that when you start flinging flour around and start touching it with your really disgusting hands, you're actually not touching your mouse. You're touching the paper towel, which you can later throw away. Right, so you've got your surface here. You throw your dough out like this. You go, oh my goodness, that didn't even combine any of this stuff down here. No, that's that. And then you basically fold from the top and shove. And you turn it for 90 degrees, roll, shove. You just kind of keep working it like that. Oh, this is such a nice dough. It's really soft. And whenever it starts to get kind of sticky, you just add more flour. Or in this case, this thing just doesn't want to do it at all. And I'm basically going to do this now for 6 to 8 minutes. Which again, you don't need to watch. So it's been about 5 minutes. I've had to add flour about 3 times. It's definitely getting a lot harder to go, so I'm using 2 hands. It's also a lot of dough. All right, that is about 6 minutes right there. So 6 to 8 minutes in total. We're gonna call it at 6. We're gonna shape the ball into a dough, the dough into a ball. Then we're gonna place the dough in a lightly greased bowl, turning once. Now, figure that's gonna be good. And by greased, just grab some olive oil. Roll it around to the pan in there to get it on the surfaces. And then grab our ball of dough. We sort of do this. And then we're going to kind of spin it around inside to get the oil on the outside of it. Do it all over here. Oh, I got lots of olive oil in here. I like olive oil. It smells really good too. Okay. Sort of smear it around. Oh, that's really messy. And now what we're going to do is basically cover it and let it rise in a warm place until it's double in size, which it says 45 to 60 minutes should do it. So I'll be back in about... Okay, so it's now been some time later, and I now get to whack it down once, roll it out onto a floured surface, divide it in half, or in this case, I'm going to probably divide it into, let's say, 6 balls? Yeah. And then let rest for another 10 minutes. First, I gotta flour my clean board again. There we go. Ugh. Whew, that got nice and big. Let's see if I can show you. Oh yeah. Punch it down. Oh, this is my favorite part. Out she goes. Now, this is one of my favorites, but you can use any kind of knife. I probably should have used a scale to figure out the different sizes of these things. Because that's really heavy. Not so much. Very scientific. And I'm just going to kind of ball them up once. Cover this back up, and we'll wait another 10 minutes, and meanwhile I will grease a baking pan. Okay, and then obviously I got a little carried away, so I was going to start my oven and heat it up, and then I realized, oh no, we have to wait another 30 minutes to let them rise. But first we have to transfer them from where they are here, and this is the part where we're supposed to carefully put them into their little balls. But I've already done that, so I'm just going to carefully transfer them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it kind of wants me to flatten them down a bit and then draw a cross on them. So we're going to do that. And by draw a cross on them, I mean get a knife and cut them. 1. Ooh, that didn't work very well. All right, and we cover them and wait for another half hour. Okay, it's risen for half an hour and the oven is ready. So we are going to put these, not nearly as large as I thought they were going to be, buns in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. Sounds like a plan. So they're supposed to be done when you tap the tops and they sound hollow?